Hello everybody, it's Vaultboyhunter, Sam. I'm here with Magic Gathering Strat doing a video today of my cube. I'm doing a face video mostly because I don't have a better way to go about recording. The camera on my phone is horrible and I don't have a handheld camera or whatever. So I'm going to do my cube. I'm going to do a video for each color, one for gold, one for artifact and lands, kind of wrap things up. So we're going to go through white first, blue, black, Wooburg, and all that good stuff. So to start out, cube is balanced. It's modern, silver, black, so commons and uncommons only. Like 86 cards for each color, 150 gold cards, and about 140 cards between lands and artifacts. Pretty much it. So we're going to go through the creatures, then instants, sorceries, and then enchantments. I'll talk about the themes and we'll kind of just move through the cards. And then this will be kind of the baseline, and then when Battle for Zendikar comes out, I'll do another video at that point. Alright, so to get started, starting with one white 1-drops. First one, Mardu Woe Reaper. 2-1 for 1 is the most important part about this card. And then if you play a warrior, you can remove a card from a graveyard and gain 1 life. There's not a ton of warriors in here. There's really almost no tribal theme at all because I don't really care for tribal. You have to go really hard to get tribal to work. So 2-1 for 1 Elite Vanguard. 2-1 for 1 Dragon Hunter. There are no dragons in here, so the dragon part of Dragon Hunter is not really all that relevant. Loyal Pegasus, 2-1 for 1 flying, can't attack or block alone. Dune Traveler, 1-1. When it dies, you get a 1-1 spirit token. Aureus Elite Battalion, and then it's a 1-1 on its own or 3-3 with Battalion. Step Links, Landfall 0-1 for 1, and then it gets +2/+2 with Landfall. I am playing the Panoramas and Evolving Worlds and Terramorphic, plus a few land search spells, so there are some triggers for it. Couple Eidolon, Bestow, 1-1 lifelink, and then +1/+1 a lifelink and whatever it bestows onto. Over to the 2-drops, Blinding Mage, Tapper for white, 2-drop, 1/2. White Mane Lion, it's got the Core Skyfisher effect with Flash, 2/2, so it's a bear. Jeskai Student, 1/3 Prowess Dude. Seeker of the Way, 2/2 Prowess Dude, and then when it gets Prowess, it also gets Lifelink. A Quarter Paladin, it has Battle Cry, it's a 3-1 for 1, and when it attacks, all other attacking creatures get +1/+0. Veteran Armorer, it's a 2/2 for 2, and then all other creatures get +0/+1. Core Firewalker, white has some protection. This one's protection from red, and whenever another red spell gets paid, you gain 1 life. 2/2 for 2. Daring Skyjack, 3-1 for 2, and then it has Battalion. When it gets Battalion, it gains flank. Core Skyfisher, 2/3 for 2, and then when it goes into play, you return a permanent to your hand. Loyal Cathar, 2/2 Vigilance on its white side, and then 2/1 can't block when it dies. I like the dual face cards. I wish Origins would have had more than just the 5. But it looks like they're committed to kind of keeping them around in the design space, so hopefully we'll see more of them in the future. Not in Return to Zendikar or Innistrad. I don't want to go back to Innistrad. Knight of Meadowgrain, first lifelink for 2. It's a 2/2, so lots of nice effects on there. Hand of Honor, protection from black, Bushido 1, so when if it blocks or becomes block, it gets +1/+1. One of the very few Kamigawa block cards in here. Knight of Valor, protection from black, and it's got Exalted, and it's a 2/1 for 2. Consul's Lieutenant, the first Origins card, first strike, renowned 1, and it's a 2/1. If it's renowned, when it attacks, all other attacking creatures get +1/+1. Flicker Wisp, first 3 casting cost creature. Lots of this type of effect in the cube where it exiles and then comes back into play for enter the battlefield effects. I have as many of that type of effect as I can in here. I really like that type of effect. And it's a 3/1 flying for 3, which is kind of a beat stick on its own. Emancipation Angel, 3/3 flying for 3 with the Core Skyfisher effect. Musthoofed Karen, one of the few Megamorphs, flying Vigilance, 2/1 for 3, and then if you Megamorph it, which it Megamorphs for 2, it becomes a 3/2 flying. The reason it's in here is because Morph gets better the more Morph you play. Porcelain Legionnaire, one of the few, well, each color has some Phyrexian mana in it, but not a ton. 3 casting costs, 3/1 first strike, and then you can pay 2 life instead of a point. Attendant Knight, 2/2 first striker for 3, and then it also gets a 1/1 Knight token when it comes into play. Ghostblade Eidolon, double strike, bestow for 6, and then it's a 1/1. It gives +1/+1 to whatever it's bestowed onto. Stonecloaker, not a bunch of Time Spiral in here because I don't like the Fractured Color Pie. I hate it actually, but this feels pretty white. Flash, flying. Core Skyfisher effect, and when it comes into play, it removes a card from a graveyard, which is kind of the odd one, and it's a 3/2 flying, so pretty decent package for 3 mana. Observe it, Alseid, whatever. 5 to bestow, 3 to cast, 2/2, and Vigilance, and it gives Vigilance and 2/2, whatever it's bestowed onto. Core Skyfisher. When it comes into play, you tap a creature, and it doesn't untap on its opponent's next untap. The controller's on next untap. 2/2 for 3. Zealot Ilvek, 1/1 Shadow Dude, and when it attacks, if it isn't blocked, you can choose to deal its damage to a creature instead of the player. Dromacar Captain, first strike, when it attacks, you bolster 1. And so that's pretty good because it's rolling bolster token or counters. So, Auramancer, there is a enchantment theme across the colors. Of course, there's going to be a few enchantments like Rancor and stuff like that. So 2/2 for 3, and it returns an enchantment from their graveyard to your hand. Banisher Priest, Oblivion Ring effect on the stick. This one's a 2/2 for 3. It's the fixed Oblivion Ring, so you can't do any sort of shenanigans with infinite looping and all that junk. So Heliod's Pilgrim searches up an aura when it comes into play for 3 mana. It's a 1/2, so it helps fuel the enchantment theme. Next up is Aureus Herald. It's a 2/1 for 3. When it comes into play, you gain 4 life, and if you don't, it's unblockable. If you don't pay blue when you cast it, you sacrifice it. So you can pay 3 white and gain the 4 life, and then it's like a life gain spell, which is kind of worthless. But Aven Riftwatcher, again, enter the battlefield effect, flying, vanishing 3, and then when it comes into play or leaves play, you gain 2 life, 2/3 flying. Core Sanctifiers, I don't really care for this card. I think 4 is too much to spend on the effect. It's a 2/3 for 3, and you can kick it for 1 extra mana and destroy target enchantment or artifact. Sunset Outcast, 2/1, and then you can either put a 1/1 counter on it or put a 1/1 white spirit token into play. Fiend Hunter, 1/3, and it's got the Oblivion Ring effect on it for creatures. Archetype of Courage, all your creatures gain first strike, all of your opponent's creatures lose first strike. It's a 2/2 for 3. This will go out if Battle for Zendikar gives me anything to replace it with. Kitsu Blade Master, first strike, 2/2 for 3, and then Bushido 1, making it really hard to deal with in combat. So Heliod's Emissary, I think, is the first 4-drop 3/3. Bestow of 7. When it attacks, it taps target creature your opponent controls. Seraph of Dawn, 2/4 flying, lifelink, pretty decent and limited. Guardian of the Guild Pack, protection from multicolored for 4, or monocolored 2/3. Belfry Spirit, 1/1 flying. When it comes into play, you get 2/1/1 black tokens, and it has Haunt. So when the Haunt creature dies, you get the tokens again. Haunted creature. Cloudgoat Ranger, 3/3. When it goes into play, you get 3/1/1 kick and soldier tokens, and then you can tap those tokens to give it +2/+0 in flying. Complete bomb and limited. Ornitharch, Tribute 2, and then it's either a 5/5 or you get 2/1/1 white bird tokens if your opponent doesn't pay tribute to it. Stormfront Riders, it's a 4/3 flying. When it comes into play, you return 2 creatures to your hand, and then for each creature you return, you get two. You basically get a 1/1 soldier token for each creature you return. Sarah Angel, 4/4 flying vigilance. Elite Skullguard, it's a 2/3 for 4. When it goes into play, you bolster 2, and then when any creature attacks with the 1/1 counter, it can tap the creature. Over to instants. Condemn, put a creature on the bottom, attacking creature on the bottom of its controller's library, and that controller gains life equal to its toughness. White removal is a little conditional sometimes. God's Willing, protection of color until end of turn, and scry 1. Path to Exile, exile target creature. It's a controller puts a land into play, basic land into play tapped, or can. Cloud Shift, a flicker effect for white, for 1 white mana. Brave the Elements, protection until end of turn for all white creatures. Your color of your choice. Over to 2 casting costs. Momentary Blink, flicker effect with flashback of blue and 3 colorless for 2 mana. Aureus Stance, either indestructible for target creature or destroyed target creature with 4 or greater for 2 mana. Feat of Resistance, 1/1 token or counter, and then color, protection of color until end of turn. Celestial Flare, destroy target attacking or target opponent sacrifices target player sacrifices an attacking or blocking creature. Sorry, this is my 3rd time recording this, so hopefully this one will go better. Raise the Alarm, put 2/1/1 white soldier tokens into play. Token theme is relevant in this cube. Center Soul, protection, rebound, so you get the protection on the next turn as well. Apostle's Blessing, Phyrexian Manor protection. This one also can give protection from artifacts, which is relevant during. Mirrodin, Return to Mirrodin or whatever. Otherworldly Journey, another flicker effect, but this one, when the creature comes back into play, it gets 1/1 counter on it, so that's pretty cool. Blinding Beam, Entwine, one of a couple Entwine cards. Tap 2 target creatures or creatures on top during target player's next untap step. So it's 3 to cast, 1 to entwine, so if you pay 4 you get both effects. Midnight Hunting, 2 1/1 spirit tokens for 3 mana as an instant. Crib Swap, it's a shapeshifter, not really relevant, again this isn't a travel cube. Exile target creature, and its controller puts a 1/1 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling into play. Stir the Pride, I think this might be the only other Entwine card. I'm trying to think, I don't think I have any more. You choose 1, creatures you control gain 2/2 until end of turn, or you can pick creatures you control gain whenever this creature deals damage, you gain that much life, which sounds like lifelink to me, but and then it's 5 to cast and 2 to entwine, so you can do both for 7. Gather the townsfolk, pretty much in for the 2/1/1 human tokens. Even playing standard popper, I don't think I've seen anybody ever trigger Fateful Hour, but if you do get Fateful Hour, you get 5 tokens. So I guess that's something. Swift Reckoning, another Origins card. Destroy target tapped creature, and if you have Spell Mastery, so either 2 instants and or sorceries, you can play it as Add Flash, or was an instant. Lingering Souls, 2/1/1 Spirit tokens for 3 mana, flashback for a black and a colorless, so for 5 mana you get 4 Spirit tokens. Spectral Possession, 3 Spirit tokens for 3 white or 6 colorless, or the combination. Timely Reinforcements, 6 life if you have less life than your opponent, 3 soldier tokens if you have less creatures than your opponent. Real easy to manipulate your life total and all that to get both effects. Sen's Enlistment has Retrace, so it's 4 mana for 2/1/1 Kithian soldier tokens, and then you can Retrace, which you discard a card, land card from your hand, and you can play it from your graveyard for the 4 mana. And last sorcery, Triplicate Spirits, 3/1/1 Spirit tokens, and with flying, and then it's got Convoke, which you can lower the casting cost by tapping creatures. Okay, over to enchantments, and then we'll be wrapped up with white. First one, Ethereal Armor. 1/1 for each enchantment you control, for the creature that it's enchanting, and for strike. Hyena Umbra, 1/1 and for strike, and then it's got Totem Armor, which if the creature gets dealt lethal damage, you sacrifice the Totem Armor, and the creature stays in play, but the Totem Armor goes away. So it's kind of a weird form of regeneration. Bonds of Faith, kind of a pacifism effect, modular one though. So if you enchant a human, it gets +2/+2, but if you enchant a non-human, it can't attack or block. So kind of modular for what your need is. Journey to Nowhere, excel a creature, and then if Journey to Nowhere leaves play, it comes back. Call to Serve, this guy is going to probably go as long as Battle for Zendikar gives me anything to replace it with. Enchant a non-black creature, and then that creature gets +1/+2 flying and is an angel. So it's in there because it does enough right now, but I want to replace it with something better. Pacifism, my favorite pacifism art. It's actually the Mirage card, which is the original printing of this particular pacifism. Robert Bliss did the art. I love it. It's got my favorite flavor text probably of all time. For the first time in his life, Crack felt a little warm and fuzzy inside. So target or enchanted creature can't attack or block. Pretty simple. Oblivion Ring, the original Oblivion Ring. Vanishing White, the fixed Oblivion Ring. Arrest, a pacifism effect for 1 extra mana. Target activated abilities can't be activated. And then last white card, Faith's Fetters. When it goes into play, you gain 4 life, and then it has that arrest effect. Only on this one, you can still pay mana abilities. You can't play any other type of activated abilities, though. So that wraps up white. All the white cards right here. Okay, and then next up will be blue. Thank you for watching. Of course, any comments, suggestions, anything like that, let me know in the YouTube comments. Thank you very much.